Hey guys, I'm Esther from ESSYCOOKS, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this delicious, creamy, vegan one-pot pasta. This can be made with protein noodles if you want to add some extra protein to it or to make it gluten-free, or with regular noodles like here. It is the perfect thing for a weeknight meal that's easy and fast, or it's great to serve to your guests on the weekend. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how I make this. Okay, let's get started with our ingredients for the pasta. So we're going to need 4 to 5 cups of dried pasta. Again, this can be protein noodles if you want. I'd recommend a penne or a rigatoni noodle. And then we need 3 cups of vegetable broth. I use chickenless. 6 to 8 cups of spinach, so about 3 big handfuls. Hot chili flakes, 3 tablespoons of Italian spice blend, about 1 cup of roasted red peppers, 1 onion, 4 to 5 cloves of fresh garlic, and nutritional yeast. Now for a 1/4 cup of the nutritional yeast. Now for the creamy rosé vegan sauce, we're going to need 3/4 cup of cashews. We're going to need 1 cup of the vegetable broth. Again, I'm using the chickenless one, and 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. So in order to make these cashews nice and creamy, we're going to soak them in boiling water for at least 10 minutes. We're going to leave those soak while we start doing all of our chopping. So I'm going to finely dice up 1 whole onion. It can be a white onion, it can be a red onion, and I'm going to chop up my cup of roasted red peppers, and I'm going to mince up 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. I want to get everything ready ahead so that I can just throw everything into this pot while I'm cooking and I don't have to rush. So I've got 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil on a large pan on medium heat, and I'm just going to cook that for about 3 to 4 minutes until it's translucent, and then I'm going to add in my garlic, stir that in, and cook for another minute. I'm going to add in the rest of my ingredients. I've got my roasted red pepper, I've got my nutritional yeast, my red chili flakes. Add these to your personal preference. I like it to be a little spicy, and I've got 3 tablespoons of Italian spice blend and 3 cups of my chickenless broth. Now I'm going to mix that all together, and then I'm going to add in my pasta noodles. Yum, I just love pasta. And I'm going to stir that all together. I want to make sure it's kind of covered by the veg broth. So if you're using 4 cups, the 3 cups of broth might be fine. But in this case, I'm going to need a little bit more broth just to cover those noodles. You don't want too much because you want this to all absorb. We're not going to be straining them at the end or anything like that. So this is about the amount you want. You can see the noodles are kind of coming out, but they're mostly covered. Want to cook it al dente according to the package instructions. So for these particular noodles, it's about 12 to 14 minutes. A different noodle might be a different cook time, so just keep that in mind. Now, I've got it boiling there. I've got those noodles cooking. I'm going to quickly whip up my creamy vegan rosé sauce. So I've added my soaked cashews. I've drained the water off of those. I'm going to add those into a high-powered blender with my tomato paste. So 3 tablespoons of tomato paste and 1 cup of veg broth. This comes together so easily, and it makes the pasta so incredibly creamy and delicious. So I'm going to start blending that up. We can still see some cashew chunks in there, and we want to get rid of those for sure. So keep blending, but don't forget about your pasta. Keep stirring that pasta, because if you don't stir it for this one pot thing, it's going to stick to the bottom. So just make sure of that. So I'm stirring it as I'm going. It still has like 7 more minutes left on the cook time, but now we can see the liquid has absorbed. We're at about 11 minutes there, and you can test the pasta and make sure it's cooked how you like. And then we're going to add in that delicious creamy rosé sauce. So I'm going to add all of that in and just start combining it in with the pasta. At this point, I'm going to put my pot just like on low heat while I'm cooking this. I still need some heat to mix this in because I need to add in my spinach. So I'm going to put in 3 large handfuls of spinach. You know this is going to wilt down to like nothing, so don't be shy with that. Just throw a ton of spinach in there. It's good iron, good fiber, all that good stuff, and it tastes good in this pasta too. Now I'm going to start mixing that all in together, and I'm going to cook it for about another 1 to 3 minutes. Doesn't take long to cook. I'm going to cover it and let that spinach just wilt down. Like I said, the more the better. If you like spinach, just add it in there, and I can see just like that, it only took about 2 minutes. It's wilted down, and my pasta noodles are perfectly cooked, and they are so creamy and delicious. And now it's time for our toppings. So depending on your broth, it can be a little bit salty already, so make sure you taste it before you add salt. And freshly ground black pepper is a must for me for any type of pasta. And if you want, you can add on a little vegan parm, a little regular parm, you know, whatever it is that you like, you do you. Now, I was just going in to take a bite of this and realizing it was missing something, and that something was fresh basil. I think for any kind of tomato-based pasta, you know, having fresh basil, if you have it in the house, it absolutely enhances the flavor. So if you have it, add it. If not, don't worry. You could add some fresh parsley or just no fresh herbs at all, but this really did make it. Now we're about to do our taste test. Okay, time for the taste test. This is so creamy and delicious.
So good.
Highly recommend the fresh basil on top of this. This is so good.
So nice.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more videos like this one, just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below.